Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to another episode from me, Avomance, in my Seed Reviews and Tours series. Last week, we saw Joe Unger given this insanely good seed. Quad witch huts for you to play with right behind me, right at spawn, along with a mesa, more villages you can stake a stick at, and so many other really great things. The playlist is in the description below. Please do go and take a look. Let's get on with episode 42. Episode 42 is Bedrock. I promised you Bedrock. I'm bringing you Bedrock. I'm just setting it up. The world name is the seed. We're going to do it in creative because I'm a chicken like that and I can't really fly around and show you much, can I? If not, let's put it in peaceful so it's just easier that way. And the seed is the same. Show the coordinates just so you can see what's going on. I think, is that, I'm still not quite used to this. Yep, I think we're good to go. Let's create it and find out where we end up. Oh my goodness, I think for the first time ever, I've spawned underground. Have you ever spawned underground? I've never, ever spawned underground. Let me just find it. I'm in a ravine. That's why. So if I fly up to the top of the... Wow. That is a big ravine. Right, anyway. This is the spawn. Get myself... I don't get how this works. I still don't get how this works. So stop and put stone in my doodad. I don't know why I've got 64. And let's build myself a tower so as I can see it from a long way off. You can see we've spawned in pretty much at 0, 0. And that is the sun that I've frozen in the sky rising in the east. So that way is east. That way is south. Oh, look, there's a village. That way is south. That way is west. Nice big eye. I can see some over there. And that way is north. So obviously, traditionally, we're going to go off in this northerly direction to see what we can't find. We've got nice mountains on the right hand side, dark oak on the left as we go, hitting a big, I was going to say spruce, that's not spruce, a big forest there of birch with a nice bay. Actually, that could be a really nice bay. If you cleared out some of that birch, you could do something with that. That's really quite nice. We've got a relatively flat plains coming up on the right hand side there as well. And actually, in reality, this is a nicer bay. I like this one a little bit more simply because it goes out into the open ocean far more and you've got a little bit more cliffage there, which is definitely worth it. So far, travelled out to about 100 minus 600, so that's northerly direction. And we've got this really nice area here where I think I would first start to consider building my town. That's the first one. I like it when the logs are lying down like that. That's cool. Bedrock exclusive, people. Java, why don't you just add that? It'd be so easy. And then we're flying out across the ocean. What's on the other side? So on the other side, coming in this direction, we've got what looks like a pretty decent sized Savanna village here. And this is fairly rare for a Savanna village. Oh, we'll talk about cold stuff in a minute. Fairly rare for a Savanna village because it's flat. And it's because it's a haunted one. Or it's even rarer. It's a flat, haunted Savanna village. Look at that. That's a really decent size one too. I like that very much. Over here, however, we've got a not haunted village. So I'm just going to come back over here. And you can see we've got this Savanna village right on the edge of the Savanna Mountains. And I do like Savanna Mountains. But look at this plains as well. There is a village extension just crying out to be made right there. That definitely needs some work. And we've got our villagers down here with the daft Savanna outfits that they put on. Can I see anything? Nope. Can't see a blacksmith, but that's okay. And we do have a pillager tower on the other side. So if you want to come and make yourself a pillager farm, you could. I was going to suggest that the Savanna village is the village that pillager tower is looking at, but it ain't. It's just not. Look, because on here, we have got another plains village. And is that another Savanna village over there? There are so many villages on Bedrock. It is absolutely insane. This is quite a nice... It's only a little one, but you've got some nice houses here. Look, you've got some little double height houses, some decent build. I like that very much. You could definitely come and convert that. Again, you've got a really nice harbour area, especially with this river running in through. The Savanna being over there, like little neighbours, you could join those two perhaps to make a city. And then you've got this big desert, and this really is a big desert with a desert village, obviously, because we're in Bedrock and it's just littered with villages all over the blooming place. We've got a hidden desert temple right there, almost missed it, but then my eagle eyes got it. Lots to look at, and then it turns frozen. And we've only got, how long have we gone? 2,500 blocks. We've not gone far at all at this point, but we've come 2,500 blocks. We've got ourselves a little frozen ocean. we've got ourselves a snowy tundra, and obviously it looks very much to me like in this snowy tundra, there is a snowy tundra village. What would you expect? This is Bedrock after all. So you got your village there. The snowy tundra, as they so often do, turns into a snowy tiger. Lots of ice, lots of snow, bound to be an igloo or four around here. And it'll be fun, if there is a one underneath it, to cure the zombie villager that's there. I think there's a lot north. North is already good. Heading out now in an easterly direction over this relatively small dark oak forest there, and I suppose we could mention the village at spawn. It's sort of this way, it's sort of south, so we'll talk about it now, but because we do have a blacksmiths, and blacksmiths always excite me. Hello blacksmiths, you will be pillaged to within an inch of your life, no doubt, if anybody comes on this seed. Let's have a look at what's going on. We've got a lot of mountains, it would seem, over here, so mining at spawn is going to be fairly decent. I did a video ages ago now, it feels like, that said mining in mountains is only bested by mining in swamps. And I know it's meant to be random, but certainly in Java it doesn't seem to be quite so random. Another village. This is quite a long one, decent size. Blacksmith there, we like that. We already like this village very, very much. Big ravine. It's a double blacksmith. Only a double bubble. There we go, we like that. That's brilliant. Ravine there. Desert. Is there anything of interest in the desert? No doubt there'll be a village, I imagine. There normally is a village in these things. If there's even the slightest whiff of sand, they lob us a village in on Bedrock, don't they? But continuing on, with the Savanna on the left-hand side, the plains on the right-hand side, it's okay. Not as good as the other plains, I would say. It's okay. There's a village just over there on the right. We've got another desert temple just coming in front of us there, right in the middle of the shot right now. And blow me, there isn't a village. I feel slightly faint. We do, however, have a frozen ocean and more savanna coming up on here and a big ocean in front of us. Let's see what's across it. It's an island that looks like a unicorn cow. And right next to the unicorn cow, yes, I know, if I've got night vision, I'll see these a lot easier. We have got a monument right there. So look for the unicorn cow, very rare creature, the unicorn cow. And the monument is literally just past it. Right straight east, 2,200 blocks. You can't miss it. I'm just going to stop here. We're 500 blocks beyond that monument. But look at this. This is really, really nice. This is the kind of thing that when I'm looking for a seed to do, you know, a really complex build on. For example, when I was looking for the seed for Avomance Season 2, this is the kind of thing that I look for. You've got lots of flat, a little bit of wood so you can start a little wood farm. You've got savanna nearby so you can do a decent backdrop. You've got desert so you've got plenty of sand close by. It's not got any mountains per se apart from the savanna mountains, but it's got an ocean front, which I love. It's got a monument just over there. It's got a village fairly close by. This is an excellent place for you to start your adventure, definitely. Get yourself here. We're at what? Just under 3,000 to the easterly direction. You could turn this into a city, and I imagine you could, with your mad skills, turn this into an incredible city. I'll look forward to seeing on Twitter you tweeting me the pictures of that at Avomance. Please feel free. I'd love to see what you create with that one. More desert, as I mentioned. We've got, this is a triple, yes it is. It is a triple tower village. Now, the thing about desert villages that I really like is that they are often perfect to kick off a raid, like deliberately. You know, go and smack a pillager with a banner and then run to this village. But only and not until you have put some platforms between the tops of these towers. It'll confuse those pillagers no end when you're running around like a monkey on that tower, shooting them, shooting their ravagers that can't get you, crossing your fingers that the villagers don't get killed, maybe bang them in, lock them in. Lock them in. And the only thing that's going to trouble you is the Vexes. But given the Vexes can only attack you, well, they can attack you from any direction, but you've got plenty of room to run around away from the Vexes if you want to. That's a good village for setting off a raid. Here are the village, here you come. And obviously another village over there. That village there looks like it's borrowed the towers from the village over there. We are going to go south, and I probably should have mentioned the village going south, not east, but you know what, sue me, I don't care. Over past the village that we're not going to mention in this direction, we've got a bit of the plains. There's a bit of a hill in the middle, and I quite like it when hills naturally form in the middle. It's got a hole in the middle, so you could probably do something with that. But that would lend itself to, I don't know, a bit of a castle fort type effort. Maybe a small town around it. You've got the edge of a swamp, but it's not exactly the sea, although you can get to the sea if you go that way. We'll check that out in a bit. We've got a desert starting off, and obviously, like any direction that you get in Bedrock, there's a blooming great big village in it. That's actually a significantly sized village for Savanna Village. And again, relatively flat. So it's not a disaster if you wanted to set off a raid. But I reckon that one over in the desert is definitely a lot better for it. Over there, that's an interesting waterfall formation. It's a bit of difference. But that's actually quite a nice kind of flat-topped mountain, Savanna Mountain there. It's got a village on it which almost spoils it, actually. That village. You might want to get rid of the village if you do anything on that mountain, but that's quite nice. I like that. We've got an ocean to the right. I won't fly over the ocean at the moment because I'm too busy going in this direction. I need to see the Z go up and I need to see the X not change too much. It looks like south is fairly woody. So we've got our birch there. We've got fairly decent sized dark oak forest there. We've got plenty of birch, plenty of oak, plenty of dark oak, even more birch coming up. And then we've got spruce just lurking in from the horizon in that tiger biome just over there. But what it is quite interesting to see is we obviously village, we're not even going to talk about it. Villages are boring now. We've got this really nice sprawling plains that starts kind of on the edge of the dark oak. You can clear out some woods there. And you could do something. Look, another village board. Really do something really nice with that. You've got a mountain right in the middle. In fact, can you imagine? Right, imagine this, if you will. You could do a huge castle fort build across this mountain area that looks over these plains areas that has got the rest of the city in. That actually opens up imagination big style. I like that very much, especially given that we've got ocean to the right hand side. And given that we've got ocean to the right hand side means you can create the port area so as we can get trade for the city, because you wouldn't really have city unless there's trade. You've got to think of it in real life. And another village, literally, seriously, how many villages do you need in one seed? This is insane, the number of villages that we've got. The tiger biome just continues on into the distance. We are going to head out west from spawn. That is so flat. That could be a golf course with a bunker, look, right in the middle of that. That's so flat. Very rare to see a plains biome that's quite that flat. I like that. So we've got this swamp. It's not a big swamp. I suppose it's big-ish as it goes off into the distance. It's not very wide. But right in the middle here, we've got a witch hut, which is quite nice because there's not a lot of land. There's this bit here, but you could light that up fairly easily. But that could become quite a nice little witch farm. Is the witch home? Should we have a look? Where's the witchy? Oi, witchy. Are you in? Are you in? Oh, you're not. Your cat's there, but you're not. Well, where are you then? Oh, no. Ha! Peaceful mode. What a wally. Right, let's continue across here because the swamp does actually go on for a little bit of time and it yields into... Is that a coral reef? That is a coral reef. It yields into a coral reef. Again, I know. Night potion, night vision, for goodness sake. Stop it in the comments. For goodness sake, hashtag night potion. There's a coral reef there, which is fabulous. And that across, that's quite big one actually. Look at all those patches of light as they come through. That's really nice. And then over the other side of that, we've got this tiger. And it's not just a tiger biome. It is a mega tiger. Look at that. We've got all of the giant spruce there. I love these biomes. I've got a great love of podzol, is all I can say. You can use it for so many different things. It's a really weird looking block. But what it looks most like is poo. So you can actually put it in the bottom of stables and things like that. It works beautifully as a texture for that. But this giant spruce, you're just going to have so much wood. So much wood, it's perfect. And you can obviously come and get your foxes here as well. The other side of this, we do have this mountain biome though on the left hand side that edges onto a nice looking plains biome. It doesn't go onto the sea, which would make it a much nicer plains biome. I do prefer them when they edge onto the sea. But the fact it edges onto this giant tiger biome and this really rather nice river that flows and separates it from the mountains and the tiger biome. That's actually quite nice. It's got a village right into it, so you could transport your villagers in should you wish to do something like that. Iron farms and so on and so forth. I know Bedrock, I know your farms are messed up. I don't know what to tell you. Don't speak to me, speak to Mojang. But past it, we've got lots and lots and lots of wood. Continuing out west, we're now at just under 3,000 blocks out to the west. You can tell you're going west because the X, the first number, is going backwards. The minus number's getting bigger, and the Z, the last number, is not moving. So we're heading directly west. Look at the length of this plains. That's fantastic, and it carries on over there as well. Can you imagine the series of towns and city and whatnot you could do on that? You could make an entire... Well, I mean, you could make an entire country, multiple towns and cities on there. That's beautiful. I challenge you to do that. Now, we do have a snowy tundra village. Now, I quite like these. I do quite like these. They're so very basic. They really are so very basic, but they're kind of quaint. They are kind of quaint, and it is a good way to be able to nick a load of ice if you have got a silk touch pit. What is it with all these villages being on ravines? We'll investigate the ravine out at the spawn in just a moment. The other side of the snowy tundra, you've got a little frozen ocean there. You've got a normal ocean, and it continues out with even more plains, even more of the mountains, and obviously even more wood. I'm just having a quick peek around inside this ravine at spawn. I mean, it was a bit scary spawning into that ravine, literally on that side cave. That wasn't what I expected at all. But there's a lot of minerals available on the edges of this lake. You need to sort this lava lake out though, but it wouldn't be too hard because I think a big chunk of it is serviced by that single block. Fill that in and you'll find you are gold. I mean, it take ages, but you're going to find that a lot of that, not all of it, but some of that is going to go. And if you just hit loads of water on it, you've got mining supreme here. Look at this. You've got all sorts. I don't see any diamonds, which is a bit of a shame, but you've got all sorts going on down here. This is a really nice place to start. Can you imagine doing a little ravine town? It's definitely big enough, and you've got this lovely shelf area here that you could build the kind of the main level for your ravine build. Just did a quick /locate just to look for a few areas of interest. Woodland Mansion is quite a trot away. You're talking about 15,000 blocks on the Z and -7 on the X. That is a fairly long way away, and as I understand, it's probably a bit longer than average is what I would categorise that as. The Ocean Monument, really quite close. You're only talking about 1,000 blocks away from that. I don't think that was the one that we saw, so there is another one even close. That's not the one by the Unicorn Cow, definitely not. Stronghold, pretty close, literally 1,000 blocks in a straight line from where you are. That is pretty decent. Mineshaft, right underneath our feet, virtually, by the look of that. I can't check it out because I've not got spectator mode. Seriously, Mojang, get it sorted. And Shipwreck, very, very close again, only a couple of 100 blocks away. I've come onto Chunk Base because you can't do this on Mine Atlas with a bedrock seed, which is a bit of a shame because I do prefer the graphics. But Chunk Base is brilliant because you can see so much diversity, and it really brings out a lot of the different biomes, especially in the sea, because on Mine Atlas you can't get the different temperatures of oceans that you can do on Chunk Base. So what have we got here? So you can see here, these are all swamplands, these kind of luminous green ones. So it's not a very swampy map at all, is it, when you think about it? We've got all of these deserts, these kind of orangey yellow things here. We've not got anything really that's mushroom. I can't see any mushroom plains or any mushroom islands at all. We do at the top here have jungle. So jungle isn't too far away. We've got, what is that? That's around about 3,500 blocks to the north. You're going to find yourself a jungle. And is there anything else that's now mesa? Now I can't see a mesa, so let me just put in mesa, or badlands as it would be called here. Let's just whop badlands in there as a filter, and I don't think, no, so no mesa close by either. But that's okay, because frankly, I mean, you've got plenty. Who needs to do cowboys when you can do the cities that you could do with this? There is our spawning point. We're going to go interdimensional. Let's crack that on there, and let's see what the Nether has got waiting for us on the other side. Okay, so we have gone in on an island. It is a lava island, so bring a few blocks with you, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself struggling just a little bit, I think, because there's a lot of lava. But what it does mean is a couple of things. One, you could get shot by ghasts. I'm in peaceful mode, so I'm not getting shot by ghasts, but ghasts are going to be all over the place in this puppy. We also have the potential danger of lava falling on your head, depending. Don't need to be too many blocks left or right, although it wouldn't bring it out in a lava lake. It might bring it out on a separate island. We've got access to most things, really. It's not too bad, but maybe bring some blocks. I think that would be my recommendation. However, what is really good is there's where you come through. There is your fortress. It is very, very close. You can see it's not far away at all. Do bring blocks. Get yourself across kind of that way and come around rather than going straight over the lava lake perhaps. But your fortress is not too far away. In fact, it's very, very close. It's mostly open as well, which is always good for a fortress because it does make exploring it a lot easier. Now, I'm not sure what makes a good fortress in Bedrock as to whether or not a good fortress is something that is over lava. Now, I'm fairly confident it's not, because the entities fall into the lava. They don't despawn on Bedrock and then you're just jiggered and nothing else spawns. But what we do have here, we have a blaze spawner there and a blaze spawner here that I wonder whether or not they might be just not quite close enough. Not quite close enough to do double. Oh, that's a shame. That is so close. You might be able to find a sweet spot that gets them close. I think they're literally a couple of blocks too far apart. But please do feel free to experiment with that. Let's see if I can't find something in here. If I dig through here and come down, am I going to find my fungus? You know I love my fungus. Where are you? I've not found the fungus yet, but I have found some gold and some diamond horse armour. Well, I've had a right old search around and I cannot find anywhere that has got nether wart anywhere. So if you come on this seed and you find nether wart on this fella, do let me know in the comments below, because frankly, I'm at a loss as to where it could be. Please feel free to let me know. This is a very nice seed for building. There are some really great places where you could put cities and towns and villages and all sorts. In fact, you could utterly transform this world. I think this is the best bedrock seed I've seen for a transformative building choice, I think, ever. Because that, I mean, that long plains was just beautiful. I'd be even tempted myself to do a bedrock world if I could work out how to play the blooming game on bedrock, because that was just a really great way of having it laid out. So I want to say thank you to Silverthorn Leatherworks. Now, your name didn't fit on one line, so yeah, I'm afraid you've not got the little stars underneath. But, you know, live with it. What can I tell you? If you want to have a long name, that's your choice. But Silverthorn Leatherworks, thank you so much for sharing this seed. I'm really, really glad you did. And I'm hoping that a lot of people get a lot of joy out of it. If you've got a really good seed, whether it is Bedrock, whether it is Java, whether it is because it's amazing for building, whether it's because it's amazing for farming structures or the strongholds right underneath you, or whatever it might be, let me know and send me the seed to avamancminecraft@gmail.com. That is avamancminecraft@gmail.com. And if you do that, make sure you give me plenty of reasons why I should include your seed in one of these episodes and give you the shout, because I've got about 300 of them and you need to make sure yours stands out. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you're enjoying them, and I will keep on making. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club. I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.